Apple has just patented their work on the next generation iPod Touch 8, but it's not what you expected. Yes, it's a set of AirPods with a built-in display. Now, I know it sounds crazy, but it's actually quite genius. And it's not just me making this up. Apple's own patent images for this new products prove it, and I'll be showing and explaining why it actually makes sense in this video, so let's get started. This right here is an article from Mac Rumors that was just posted earlier this morning showing that Apple is researching an AirPods case with a built-in interactive touchscreen, and this image right here perfectly explains what I imagine it'll look like. As you can see, you have the album art, you have touch controls for media, and the volume all built in with an always-on display. And this was actually filed by Apple in September of 2021 and published last week with the US Patent and Trademark Office, so Apple is actually working on this. According to Apple's own words, they're saying that there is a need for a headphone case device that can control operations that are traditionally associated with headphones. An example, playback controls, changing audio sources, changing audio output modes, etc. And there's a further need for a headphone case that can also convey the information to a user through haptics and or display devices like this one. And this right here is just one image out of many showing the AirPods Pro going into an AirPods case with a display right over here. And the best part is that Apple suggests the case could have additional processors and memory modules that would allow it to carry out specific instructions that are traditionally associated with smartphones, computers, and other connected devices, so hinting at basically a standalone device that can open things like phone app, mail, messages, camera, calendar, weather, maps, and more on your AirPods. And here you can see the interactive display on the case working with the AirPods and another source device. Now, the place where we actually saw a lot of these images is from patentlyapple.com, where it shows off the touch display with the AirPods case with a user interface all working together. We got some images right over here, but the interesting thing is that we also have patent images showing that you can squeeze the AirPods case to trigger some kind of app command, like switching between different audio modes, like let's say noise cancellation or transparency mode, just by squeezing the case itself. Of course, we have messages right here, replies, we have the weather app, radio app, and a bunch of other things, including audiobooks and even maps. Now, I've got to say that right now, Apple's AirPods are absolutely amazing and they're doing very, very well in sales, but there's just one major problem that's in the way of Apple targeting a massive market for the AirPods, and that's the fact that you need another Apple device like an iPhone to use the AirPods. And the major setback for Apple is that there are many teenagers, preteens, and maybe even younger kids who don't have iPhones because the parents rightfully believe that they're too young to have one, and that's what made the iPod Touch so special in the past. It was a budget device you can get for your kids, it was safe for them to use, to listen to music and everything else, and it wasn't actually an iPhone, so it was the perfect device, but now, of course, we don't have one. So why not create a pair of AirPods with a mini iPod Touch built into the case itself? And before I explain how this is gonna work with giving these AirPods Touch to a child and making them work, there's actually an awesome concept of this idea that was created by H. Keeley on Mac Rumors forums over 6 months ago. And as you can see right here, we have stemless AirPods with an AirPods case that's now black, and it has a display. You can see it's showing the charge levels right here. You can even unlock with Ear ID, which actually there's patents for that as well. You can see there's album art, media controls. You can fit in songs onto the case itself with built-in memory. As you can see right here, you could choose your different amount of storage space. You can actually switch between noise reduction, transparency, spatial mode right here. You can switch and AirPlay to different speakers. You have have the AirPods level where it's too loud and could automatically bring it down. You also have different albums that you can choose from. Nice interactive swipe through it. Look at all this. You can have apps like YouTube Music, Spotify, Podcast. You have your ebooks, and maybe even make a phone call with Wi-Fi or 5G. You could even have background sounds, which I think is a great idea by this Mac Rumors poster, and live translate. That is absolutely genius. You choose your different language, maybe even some health sensors, the level of your noise cancellation. You have different settings independent from the iPhone. Ear tip fit test, voice memos right with your AirPods. Of course, you have Siri and Find My, so if you lose one of the buds, you could actually find it using the AirPods case itself. And some of the stuff that he's showing off is actually shown within Apple's own patents that just came out. And don't worry, I'm gonna get into those images, especially the ones that show that Apple has the iPod Touch as the inspiration for this product. But I imagine this to work for kids and teens by working similar to how the Apple Watch works with family setup, where you can buy your kid an Apple Watch SE with cellular and you can set it up for them and they don't even need an iPhone. It's a standalone device where you can have location tracking, messages, calling, other fun apps, and even music loaded onto it. And then on the other hand, the Apple Watch is still a great product for adults who want to set it up with their iPhone and use it for everything else. So it works for both markets, and I imagine the new AirPods Touch to work exactly the same way. We already know that Apple's AirPods Pro 2 have the H2 chip, the U1 chip, and Bluetooth 5.3 built in. All they would need to add is Wi-Fi connectivity into the AirPods case itself to be able to receive iMessages and connect to Apple Music, do updates, everything else. Your kids would be able to download music onto the AirPods Touch themselves with the included internal storage. Like imagine just 32 gigabytes would be enough because that's what comes on the Apple Watch models, and they could still fit a ton of songs onto it. Now, what if Apple makes a cellular version of the AirPods Touch just like they did with the Apple Watch SE? You would literally have an eSIM cellular plan that you can connect and stream Apple Music anywhere you go, get text messages from anywhere, everywhere, right on the AirPods case itself. Now, the only problem with that would be battery life, but again, the Apple Watch SE has cellular as well, so this would be an awesome idea. Now, here is finally the proof of Apple envisioning this product as an actual iPod Touch replacement. Check out the official patent images from the patent listing itself. As you can see, you have media controls, but check this out. They showed off an actual iPod click wheel or scroll wheel where you could literally just scroll with your finger just like you did on the original iPods and iPod Touches, and it would adjust the volume. You could see clockwise changing the volume, and then as well you could just switch it from a swipe like that. Absolutely insane. That brings back iPod memories. Here they're showing off going through an audiobook application where you can go back 10 seconds, go forward 10 seconds, and even getting turn-by-turn directions with the Maps app. So all of that basically proves that Apple is envisioning more than just a simple display that shows a little bit of things on it. There's a lot of things that you would be able to do with this new AirPods Touch, and I believe it would make the most sense as a standalone device with family setup, just like you can do with the current Apple Watch. That way it opens it up to a huge market of teens, preteens, and younger children who would love to have some nice AirPods, but they don't need another iPhone or other device to actually use and control it and play the music. That is a huge value, and parents don't have to worry about buying two different devices, AirPods and an iPod, or AirPods and an iPhone or a Mac, anything. It's all built into one. I think that's a genius idea. Who knows if it's actually gonna come to light, because Apple does a lot of different patents and a lot of them never show up. Sometimes it takes years, but But if it does come, I think it is going to be an awesome product. So let me know what you think down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, click the circle above to subscribe for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.